In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders.
That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Drop that, man. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Break that up. Drop that champion. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Break that up, man. Man. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will. Excuse me. Man. Excuse me. Break that up. That's assault. Man. You cannot touch me like that. Break that up. Break that up. Break that. Break that. Break that. Break that up. Break that up. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that up. Break that up. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. Drop that champion. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that up. Drop that champion. Man, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Drop that chair. Man. Drop that chair. Man. Drop that chair. Man. These people. These people are going to eject you from this line. Break that up. That's break that up. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Man. Break that up. Oh, I will. Man. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Drop that chair. That's assault. Break that up. Man, that's assault. Man, break that up. Man, break that up. Drop that chair. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. Man, that's assault. Man, it is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Break that up. Break that up. Man. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will be. Excuse me. Man. Excuse me. Break that up. That's assault. Excuse me. That chair. Man. You cannot touch me like that. Break that up. Break that up. Break that. Break that. Break that. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that up. Break that. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Drop that. Break that. That's assault. Drop that chair here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that. Drop that chair here. Man, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. Break that. Drop that chair. Drop that chair. Drop that chair. Man, these people are. These people are going to eject you from this line. Break that up. That's break that up. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Man. Break that up. Oh, I will. Man. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Drop that chair here. That's assault. Break that up. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 That's assault.
Oh, hello, Ferals, the salt. Hello. Can you hear me okay? It's so weird with this new mic. I'm just not
new information in the investigation involving
not yet. We're not ready
in the
for
trunk
you,
of a car owned by the Houston.
Of course, it's just going to keep going. Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Check it out. First of all, I hope you can hear me. I think you can. Please let me know if you can't. I feel like it's not loud enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Check it out. This David case is getting crazy. All right. I should say Celeste case but it's also the David case. You can hear me good? Okay, excellent, excellent. This shit's getting wild. Literally every hour, there's new, I'm not going to say information. I'm going to say speculation afoot. And some of it has legs. Like it's good. It's good data. And it's being gathered by little OSINT masters all over the internet. So proud of the internet when it comes to this case. Thus far, not a lot of conspiracies. The ones that I have seen are just so ridiculous. People just kind of shut them down, don't pay them any mind. Others seem to be based out of maybe confusion or maybe a lack of information. Let's just say that. So everybody's starting to like catch on and talk about it. I have no doubt that feet will be held to the fire with this one. Okay. But there are a few things, and no, Ernie, thus far as I know, haven't arrested him yet. They have yet to arrest him. When they do, where'd I go? Bet your sweet buns, I'm going to be here to tell you about it. But no, not yet. What they did do is, well, they did say that they're working on, I believe, toxicology in one report. I did notice that another body found in a vehicle with deferred on it, which I think some of you guys who I was communicating with this about may have seen this already, possibly. Pretty much same results, medical examiner paperwork. The data on that said it can take 5 to 6 months for a toxicology result to come back in LA, which to me is, that's a long time. I do imagine they will likely be rushing this because she's a minor. That person is, I believe, like 39. But, and here's the thing. I understand it's not to be ageist or anything. All cases matter. But when it comes to a minor and it's really high profile and it is LA, you know how they do it. I mean, they haven't arrested the rich guy yet, but I will tell you this much. They're definitely surveilling him without a doubt. And they're going to be up his ass, and they're gathering data. They served search warrants. So let's hope it comes soon. His tour is canceled. I will say this much. There is a lot of stuff going around online. Like I said earlier, has legs. It's stuff, but there's some of it that's a little, like we can clear this up pretty freaking quick before it gets out of hand. And because some of it does involve potential doxing of someone, like potential rumor spreading about an innocent third party, I was like, okay, maybe time to jump in and do that video. Where did they find the second girl? Okay, here's the thing. This is what we're going to talk about today. First of all, there is no second girl yet that we know of. There is a second body in another trunk that has nothing to do with this case. In fact, there are 3 potential people it could be. I'm going to show you how I found some of it out and how I know that it is accurate. And then we will look at the information that's available, and I will just kind of show you what the possibilities are with that. But I can say that it's likely the second body has nothing to do with it. And that's the conspiracy, though. I'm not saying you're spreading that. I'm saying people online are. There are people online who are saying there's a second body. It's related to the case, and that David's opener is somehow responsible for it. Now, the answers are no to that, to the third one. Not that we know of, and there's really no connection that I could find whatsoever. And I don't see like a rich famous guy driving the same year as my car, like almost 20 years old. Also, there were vehicle records that I pulled, and I wanted to see if anybody else pulled them and got the same results. Couldn't find anyone. Believe it or not, found one news source. It wasn't TMZ. It was oddly Fox News, who also pulled the same data. And I find that strange. I pulled it at the last minute. And since it lined up with them, I'm like, well, let's go check with the DMV. And it looks like it is. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. First thing I want to do, I'm going to get right into all of this because I do realize that, People have shit to do. People have places to go. Goofies and sillies, when it comes to serious cases, I think they can be secondary on the live sometimes when it's like important stuff. There is another rumor. You know what? We'll just do this. We'll just start now. Let's go through it. There are a couple of rumors flying around. Okay. A couple of rumors flying around. So let me actually pull this down and we'll just get right into it. We'll do goofies and sillies after. We'll answer other questions and talk about other things after, but I'm just going to get right into it. And I want you guys to know that this situation is very confusing. There's a lot of misinformation that is kind of going around. I wouldn't say misinformation. It's like a lack of information going around most of the mainstream media right now. And I guess it's because they can't really say some of the things or infer some of the things, which is fair enough that a lot of the people online are, but some of it is just facts. Like it's right there. You can see it. You can read it. It's his words, his accounts, her words, her account, like things like that. Maybe they're not comfortable with sharing that. I don't know. But I kind of find it fascinating how much stuff is out there that directly connects him to Celeste and them dating when in reality he's grooming. Let's be honest. And I hate to see so many people going, they were dating, they were hooking up. No. He was grooming her and possibly sexually abusing her, allegedly. That's what was happening. So I want to show you some of the stuff that, first of all, again, shout outs to the people of Reddit, to the TikTokers. I'll be honest with you, half of this stuff, it fell in my lap. Like, I'm just looking at it going, oh, well, there it is. Thanks, people online. Like, great, good job. So really what I'm doing is I'm kind of showing you I'm straight up going to show you what other people have found because they did a fucking great job. And congrats to them for being super sleuths and being smart and not posting shit that is absolute bullshit. Like, these are relevant, important things. One thing I want to encourage anybody who's watching this video today or who's diving into this case, if you know something, if you are a David fan and you see any of the things like what we're going over today, I did have a tip that I fielded to the authorities in this case. And I'm not going to talk about what it is, but it was weird. And I haven't seen anyone post about it. And I don't want to talk about it specifically because it involves an underage kid and it's fucked up. So when I did that, I was kind of surprised when I was told that like a lot of the information that is openly available, commented on online and has thousands of upvotes and like ranked on Reddit, information going around social media. They did tell me that they are logging it, but they're a bit overwhelmed and people simply aren't calling some of it in. Like, I was very surprised at some of the things they were like, oh no, where's that? And it's like, this is an 8-day-old post. And it's how do you not have, like, here's what I'm saying. If you see something online, all right, and you're a David fan, like some of the stuff I'm about to show you, just to be safe, we don't want to overwhelm anyone, but if you're not sure that a tip's been called in, you should call it in for this, like specifically. I wouldn't presume necessarily that they must already have this because it seems like, yes, they're doing the work, but there are some things that they seemingly might not have. So if you see it and you think, oh, well, no one's posted about this or talked about this and I haven't seen anything about this and this is relevant, then you should absolutely tip it in and don't just presume someone else did it. Here's another thing. You have to be really careful, obviously, when posting about theories and speculation because you don't want anybody else, to get blamed for something they didn't do. And the sensitive nature of this makes it so that this is surrounding serious shit. You know what I mean? Like kids and grooming and child potential sex trafficking if it was interstate. It doesn't seem like he took her out of state from anything I could find. But whatever, all of it is just, ugh. It's icky. It's sad. It's disturbing. And I really feel bad for, honestly, anybody who is connected to him and had no idea or did nothing and did not know her, who's now getting shit on. And obviously I feel sorry for her and her friends and her family. And I see a lot of people blaming her family. I can tell you this much. I spoke to someone who is a family member of hers, not immediate, but close to them. And, it's a really sad, unfortunate situation. I do not think the parents had anything to do with pushing her into this or being paid off or anything. It seems like, some of the families bilingual, they're not exactly all super into computers. And simultaneously, they were not fully aware of the magnitude, at least the parents weren't, and some of the other family members, of like what was going on here and who David was. Her brother seemingly did try to report this and tried to let the cops know, and they did not act on it. So what is he to do? What is he to do? Here's another thing. Let's go through some of the stuff that's come out recently that is just, it just kind of piles on the type of stuff that we're seeing. Let's look at some of the new info that's been popping up, and then I'll show you some of the stuff that I've found. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to pull this up for you real quick. This was probably, that's, and here's another thing. Like, when I, like, the mom and the dad, like, they speak Spanish, but like, when I say bilingual, I mean, like, kind of like how some people speak, like, just a tiny bit of broken Spanish. That's how they are with English. So it is damn near impossible to understand the layers and the zeitgeist around TikTok and Hollywood in general as someone who speaks perfect English and uses social media. So I cannot imagine what it's like to try to work through all of that and to not speak the language and not be super into social media or social media proficient. So I actually feel pretty horrible seeing like their name get dragged through this and seeing people blame them and just make up bullshit. It's just very disheartening, and a lot of people are arguing about posts the sister's making and how this is a fake account, when in reality it looks like she just made another account that was similar to her sister's. I'm not sure with that one, but it is a lot of shit talk going on with people about that account, and thus far no one's debunked it, and it does look like the GoFundMe that it shares is directly connected to the family. So I feel bad for her. Like, she's also getting a whole bunch of shit for it, and it's tough when the brother tries to report it. The family doesn't have all the information. They reported her as missing. They did everything they could. They did it a long time ago. People are saying, well, why wasn't the family sharing this on social media? They were. That's how I found one of them. Like, they were very openly sharing it since last year and the missing persons flyer before that. So, it's a lot. But the family's like working through it. They're doing their best. Let's look at some of the stuff, though, that's been popping up online of past things that do not look good for David. We'll say that they do not look good for David. And please forgive me on the lag. It's major node day. Here, I'm going to make it so that you can see the full page. So this is bothersome. Putrid Release 208. Thank you for this post. Check it out, everyone. Do you see what Robin River, you sweet, wonderful OSINT queen or king daddy, Robin River, you rule, because February 26th of 2024, okay? So February 26th. So what is this? This is before April, before she went missing, but I believe possibly right before she came back or after. Robin posted, waiting for LAPD to get your ass for messing with a 13-year-old girl. Just to be clear, Robin's a badass, okay? Robin fucking rules. We love Robin because Robin, over a year ago, went straight to his page, talked shit, read him the rights, told him what's up. He was very much messing with a 13-year-old girl, and that's very obvious. And she called him the fuck out on it before any of this went down. So I appreciate you, Robin. Good for you. Another thing that's crazy. And I've talked about some of this with some of y'all in private, but in case I haven't put it out there, if you don't know what's going on, this very subreddit that we are looking at right now, David actually has modship over. He is moderating it. So he has the power to delete shit in it. And not just here, but in his Discord as well. He is, by the way, see what that says? The sole moderator of his own subreddit, deleting posts critical of him amid the LAPD investigation into the teen staff. Now, other people have been logging this, and they're keeping track big time. And also, they're going back and they are keeping track of all comments. And this was one of the ones that everybody was linking to the Celeste account. Keep in mind, she's a kid. Kids can say silly stuff. YouTube account of that weird ass person in David's Discord server. There is a, hold on, let me switch pages shortly. But yeah, you're going to see a lot in here of this user that used to be linked to Celeste's account discussing a potential pregnancy. So here's the deal. Everybody's saying, oh my God, look at this. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. She says right here she's pregnant. I just want to point out, she also says, I think. And she also says it's due in March. And as far as we know, no baby was had in March. So it seems like she possibly was not. So I hesitate to mess with any of that at all. It is interesting, though, that it is from the account that was thought to be her. And see, there's a lot of judgmental shit. See how it has 0 because it's stupid. Shame on you, Knoxville. Okay. There are people currently making a TikTok trend out of this. They are disgusting and vile. May they eat 1,000 dicks. A lot of people are positing that David has a different account. Now here, this is very interesting. I did go back and double check these. I do have these same screen names that pulled up for him. He's got quite a few for his different gaming platforms. Whenever I see multiple people with the same results, I go, cool, we're kind of on the right track, right? So what's interesting and what I didn't notice and what Firm Telephone 2570 noticed, I'm sorry, these names are so ridiculous. You can tell when they're generated and sometimes people just keep them because they take off. All right, back then his bio was, I'm sorry, but if you check the account now 3 days later, it was changed to shh. So that's kind of weird. And this is the bio on his alt. And don't worry, we're going to see that in a minute. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some other weird stuff. Okay. Some pretty weird stuff that is I'm not going to lie. It's a little disturbing. Okay. A lot of people are also talking about his alt accounts. He did have an alt account called Extra D4VD. So it's his David screen name, the same one he typically uses on Instagram. And here, what I'm going to do for this, just to keep it, ideally, I would like to share. Maybe I can just, let me do it this way. Because we don't need audio, so I can just share this. And then I don't have to keep taking it up and down. Shawnee D, hello, welcome. It's so good to see you. Everything has been fantastic, except unfortunately, a young lady is dead. That sucks. It's making me pretty bummed out. Baby due in March. So thank you, JG Cruz, for having a cool baby. We appreciate that. We appreciate that, and we hope that your baby is happy and healthy. Okay? And I agree, Kalisa. I think that there should be liaison. And usually there are. Usually there's a victim's advocate, but I do believe that there are issues with translators that are very much needed throughout a lot of departments, especially Lake Elsinore. What the fuck, people? But I agree completely. And same with social media. I think there should be a social media liaison between law enforcement, and they do. They have people who work in cyber crimes. But LAPD is one of the biggest police forces in the United States. So it's like, come on, brothers. Like, brothers and sisters, can we not do something about that? Can we not get, you know what I mean? Can we not get a little more people scraping the internet on this one? Because this is a child. And I think it's just sad that TMZ had to tell them a lot of stuff. So this is David's original account. Okay. So you'll see right away the Hello Kitty thing. You'll also notice that he references Hello Kitty a lot. He also references in his lyrics for his songs that one Hello Kitty girl, and made me remember that time I met that Hello Kitty girl, in referencing his girlfriend. I'm at work and I get a text from the boo talking about how, like, it's all just references to Hello Kitty. All of their laboo-boos, labobos, whatever the fuck those things are, they share Hello Kitty in the alt accounts we talked about the other day that we showed. The pictures on Celeste's burners, if you guys remember that was probably the second episode we did on it. Had a lot of Hello Kitty trinkets. She is wearing the Hello Kitty shoes. She's in a Hello Kitty top at one point. They're very, like, almost everything that they communicate around is in some way related to Hello Kitty. Oddly, I think it's just a thing that they both share and like. But he amps up the Hello Kitty shit, and he makes a lot of references to Hello Kitty girl and to her or his girlfriend at the time, and even recently, liking Hello Kitty. And yeah, thinking the same thing, right? Because it's okay to be into toys and figurines and stuff. Like, I have wrestling shit, but like, this is too much. And when you're 20 and you're with a 14-year-old, you're already doing too much, and it's very illegal, and you're creepy as fuck. So when you're doing all that and you're obsessing over Hello Kitty and like anime to a childlike point, and all your fans are really, really young, like, it's too much. It's too much. With that said, it's very hard to find traces of Celeste comparably to his other accounts on this account. Although you will see stuff like Hello Kitty, and you will also notice in some of the pictures, he's actually wearing her bracelets. And we showed that on the live the other day, and a lot of people have been posting about that. Remember, she's wearing this headdress, and like, specifically, he's wearing it again. And this is like his favorite one. He wears it in all the videos. But yeah, you see right here, he's in front of all the Hello Kitty stuff. He's got the anime shit on. He's dressed like an anime guy. He's hanging out with, I don't know, is BTS, some fucking kids. That's the one kid. I don't remember his name, but someone was asking about him the other day. My mom knows who all the BTS and the K-pop people are. But you do notice like little things, like some of the jewelry he wears. Like, this bracelet is in a picture of him with Celeste. Also, you'll notice in the background here that pink purse. You'll notice like little things, but then over here he's with a bunch of chicks, and a lot of his stuff is very violent. He's got a lot of pictures of, like this bloody giant 4 in his room, and there's just little things that you might notice here and there that you would really have to know the case up in the inner rumors and stuff going on to get it. But here is the interesting account, because this one is his main one. This is his artist page, right? This is where he shoots He puts up all his good shoots, his photo shoots, his good stuff. He's got his link tree. He's got 2 million followers. This is the main account, right? But let's come over here real quick and let's just peep his alt account because I want to show you something. His alt account is under Extra David, D4VD, okay? And you can see it's got 23,000 followers now, and it's only following 2 people. Now and of course, the nodes are really bad today, okay? A lot of people have caught on, and they are already talking shit in the comments. And here's why. Because people have done the time for him, all right? They have posited that potentially around this date, which would be almost a month from when the car was found, this would be him leaving California for a date on his tour. But before that, he would have had a few dates in California, right? So what's odd is this would have been around the night or the night after. A lot of people are saying it would have had to have happened based on location and evidence of him. You know, if he did it or had anything to do with it, they're saying, okay, it could be this night. And I did the math, and sure, it could also be like earlier than that. It could be the 4th, the 5th, because apparently it was really bad decomposition. And don't worry, somebody did make a tour chart to line up with a decomp chart, which is insane, innocent, but damn, not gonna knock it. Pretty useful. Now, here's where it gets weird. This video, I'm just gonna let you watch it, and you tell me what you think. If it lets me watch it. If it plays, we might have to reload. I hope it did not freeze. There it goes. Pausing it because I don't want to get copyright fucked. But also, did you notice a few things? First of all, were those her bracelets around his wrist? Which ones am I talking about? The little pink beads that she's always wearing. We showed them the other day. I can show them to you again. Second of all, that was a hotel. It looks like he's waving at it. I'll show you which hotel it is in a minute. But I want you to pay attention to what happens next. I'm going to turn the music off so I don't get copyright struck. But right there, he's counting something. And he's walking. And he's walking down a sidewalk. And let's just keep watching for a minute. Now there's a girl. And she's walking towards him. And what is she wearing? A black tube top and leggings. And she looks very much like Celeste. Now people are saying, this is Celeste. We don't know that. It looks similar to her, but I don't think it's her. Now this is a bathroom of somewhere, and now let's just keep watching. And there's her bracelet right there. Now let's keep watching because this is where it gets a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, this I also think is a bit fucked up and weird. Okay. And again, there's music playing in the background. You know, he's playing his song, of course. And don't worry, I'm going to show you a daytime photo of exactly what we're looking at. I know it's small and it's kind of hard to see, but keep paying attention. Keep paying attention. See how it says Route 66? So he's obviously possibly on his way out of California or his way back from, I believe, Houston or Austin. I think his Austin show was a few nights before that. And he's still walking. And I wish there was a way to speed this up and get to the other parts, but here we are. And that's a tow truck driving away. Now, I don't know if you could tell, but in the very beginning, there was a tow truck towing a car from right there. So there's a tow truck towing a car from here, right? And then he films it driving away, and now it's him waving by. And I find that a bit weird. And then he points it at this building, and it's starting the reel over. Okay. So that building is, I was looking it up, and it seems to be the La Mesa Hotel right here on Route 66. You see that? And it seems that that room he was filming in was likely not it, just based on the interiors. Okay. But you can see this in the background pretty well, especially if you enlarge the screen. But again, the nodes are terrible and it's just constantly pausing. And then right here is the other one that you just saw with the garages. See that in the water tank behind it? And what he was doing was he was standing over here and he was filming over here as a tow truck took a vehicle away. Now that vehicle is not her vehicle. Just to be clear, it was towed much sooner, but it's very odd. It's very strange considering what may have potentially happened and the symbolism and what the person is wearing in the I'm not gonna lie, that's weird as shit. To have a girl with that exact outfit, it seems like sure, they're Adidas, whatever. But the tube top, the leggings, she looked like Celeste. And I'm not saying it was her, but I do think it's someone who looks like her. Yeah, it's like a coincidence bingo. It's really bizarre. It's really bizarre. And normally I don't like to speculate on shit like this, but come on, dude. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Stevie. Like this isn't even, I mean, there's no playing on this. Like that is weird, right? Is that not weird? And see, they did have a chat. And people were speculating on the date of the chat. And people were saying, oh, look, somebody posted the damn address. And people were saying that chat where she makes a comment about Epstein and stuff, and he says mods basically get rid of the chat. This is around the time that this was filmed. And it's not Celeste. You can see that pretty clearly, but this is a guy who, yeah, exactly. This is a guy who claims to be an artist and claims that everything has intention and meaning and symbolism and everything means something. And so he has this all burner account. And again, it did not have that many follows the other day. It had very few. But in it, here's some of the stuff he's posting. Again, wearing her bracelets. Wearing her bracelets right there. Hello Kitty stuff. Of course, he's, that's just him out at the ocean. Let me see if I can pull up the main page for it. It's fucking weird, right? So some of the conspiracies are that is her. People saying that is Celeste. Look at what she's wearing. It's not. It's not. It is absolutely not Celeste. The choice of Jake Gyllenhaal, I have no idea. That's weird as shit. I don't know what to say about that. Right here, he's got her bracelets on. These are totally different people in these. And since she marked her accounts, we can't really see her responses, but people did take screenshots. Is he wearing any of her garments? That's a good question. It doesn't seem like he does. It seems like he mainly wears her jewelry. And also, hello, Donna, welcome. Hello, girl, Ryan, welcome. And I do think that there's just something odd there. he to have an alt account, right? Normal, I guess, if you're an artist and maybe you have a lot of fans and you just want one for just friends or family. But this one is very strange because, he's wearing her bracelets. And at one point, I believe she was communicating with this account before she got rid of her old one. Now over here, see where it says following? All right. That's him. Okay. And that's his foundation. And it has one post on it. So pretty confident in this being him, especially on account of all the personal pictures, right? I also find it odd the timing of him changing his hair. It's literally right around that time. So I feel like dyeing your hair blonde and changing the style completely right around that time feels like a choice. Feels like a very interesting choice. Okay. So let's X out some of these and I'll show you some of the other stuff. And I wish it would go smoother. Yeah. Wow. What another coincidence. Right, Sarah? Exactly. Okay. So now we're going to talk about, and we've already, again, Robin, you rule. You got this, Robin. You did it. Now we're going to look at something else. So somebody posted this, and I thought this was wow, because I had no idea how big a frunk was. If you don't know what a frunk is, that's a front trunk on a Tesla. For some reason, I pictured them being bigger. I had seen camping videos where people used the back and brought it up and made it into a camper. In this, and when it comes to Celeste, she was found in the front trunk. That is tiny. That is really small. It is shaped like one of those big bin buckets. And I wonder if that's possibly why some people were spreading the rumor that she was in a bucket. We were told by media, and it seemed to be confirmed to two sources that I saw, which was TMZ and News Nation, that she was actually wrapped in a plastic, what do you call it? Not plastic bag. What do you call it? Like wrapped in a type of plastic sheet type of thing. Some people were saying, no, it was a bucket. It was a bucket. I think it's because they're looking down at this and they're seeing this. So for what it's worth, I don't know if I would call this a debunk necessarily, but I do think that this is essentially, yeah, I get why people would say that, but I don't think it was a bucket or a bin or a barrel, as I've seen other people post. Yeah, that's because she was badly decomposed. When you are at the stage of decomposition that is potentially a month or longer, like a lot of fatty and muscly tissue is going to be degraded. So you're going to weigh a lot less. So I'm thinking it's because of that, but also at the same time, they did make mention that she was cut up and that parts were missing. So I do feel like, I think that's because that's one of the things that's on the report, and the media just reports that, like whatever's in the paperwork. And if you go to the medical examiner website, you do get different information. Not different, you get limited information as opposed to making a public records request. So, and that can take a few days unless you're already at the courthouse. So I would assume that someone, and this is just me spitballing here, but I do think that they probably sent a court runner, because that's what TMZ do. Probably sent a court runner up there and had them run in and say, no, I need this paperwork as soon as it's available. And as soon as it was, they printed it out, got it. And it probably had things like the weight, the time specific, just a couple of extra things than what's available online. That's what I'm thinking. This is just my personal thoughts. So here is some wonderful user did this and they put this together, and I went through it, and they're pretty damn accurate on definitely everything on this side. Physical opportunity in California, I do believe that this is an opinion. I kind of avoid the whole too far. I personally would just avoid putting that. I'm not saying they're wrong. This is so speculative. We have to remember this guy has a ton of money. You know, when you have a ton of money, sometimes a 2 to 3 hour plane ride ain't that big a fucking deal to you. So I personally can't vouch for all of this, but I can say all of this is I've looked through each individual one, and they are dead ass on David's location and activity. There are a couple of things that one could throw in here, but it would just be extra because they really do cover every day pretty much. Now over here, this is awesome. The Tesla body movement is awesome. When I was trying to confirm this stuff, whoever made this, they paid fucking attention, okay? Because I had to watch at least 3 different news reports from TMZ like twice. And then I had to watch a ton from a bunch of networks and local news that I hadn't seen before. Just to see like one of them, there's an interview with a neighbor, and he just very casually, very quick is like, oh, well, it was moved twice, right? And then there's another interview where somebody says the date, and this person went through and they got it all. They got it all. And see how it says remote movement possible? I found that fascinating because it is possible. We talked to a Tesla owner of, I believe it was this make and model specific or this year specific in the chat the other day, who told us that you can remotely control the vehicle. So even if he is in Atlanta, Nashville, he could be in Japan, he can still remotely control it using the remote or his phone, I believe. And then they have the date that the body is officially discovered, and then the date that the shows were canceled right there. So I think this is stellar work. You know, dude, the kids are all right, you know? Here, where it says last Discord message from Celeste, July 30th. They went pretty far back. They went pretty fucking far back. This seems to be the last time that she has any trace of social media, but from what I could find, that includes stuff that people screenshot in the past. You have to remember there were a lot of girls who were kind of obsessed with David. So they were just waiting. They were waiting for the Celeste account to drop off. They were just like, soon as he's single, that type of stuff. Like they actually kept tabs on every communication between him and his alleged girlfriend. And because of that, there are a ton of screenshots. So when she marked the account, they still had them. And you can line them up with the Discord IDs, with shit on the way back machine, with other people's. I mean, this is insane. And because of that, it's very odd when someone who's so online, so much so that they have multiple burner accounts, they're on almost every single platform communicating with him or to him. And then all of a sudden it all stops on this day. I agree. That's fishy. And also, the decomp notes spanning from that day are interesting. However, it's not guaranteed that this was the date of death, because there is a potential that, you know, people can have their phones taken away. People can be kept alive. So there's that. I think that whoever did this did a very good job. I will post links to all this. I posted them in the last video underneath. If you want to go to the David Discord sub or subreddit, you can. I will say this. Oddly, this is on the Discord that David controls. So the fact that he's not limiting some of this stuff makes me wonder if his mind is elsewhere. Is he being questioned right now? Does he have access to the? Who knows? So here's the thing, actually. Well, I'm going to stop sharing this because I'm going to show you something. If it will ever, if the nodes ever stop, see how it just freezes? Now you guys can finally see everything just turns white. Oh, come on. iFoot, stop sharing. Well, I guess we're going to sit here while StreamYard just does what StreamYard does and just stops completely. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now. This is crazy. Ah, there we are. There we are. Excellent. Well, what sucks is I have to reshare it. Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right. So this is the big one that I actually really want to debunk for you today. And this is the main reason we're here. All right. Let me do this. So this person posted another body. I saw on the news today, they found another body in another tow yard, another car. They said they have no evidence that the two are connected. That's right. They did say that. I personally don't think it's connected. It's just a strange coincidence. Of course, I could be wrong. Now, here's what pissed me off. Some people are saying, okay, Courtney, calm down, that it's connected to Bryant Barnes. Apparently, he opened up for David and then they connected a TikTok. Okay. Oh, God, if this is true, then there's a circle of people doing all of this sickening shit. All of David's circle needs to be investigated immediately. Okay, well, now we've invented a sort of sex ring or something. Okay. I saw others saying it could be some kind of ritual. Okay, well, let's get your head out of your ass, Fairbrand, whoever you are. This is crazy. You sound crazy. No way. I love Brian Barnes. I'm going to cry if this is big key phrase right here. If this is true, particular hold. If this is true. Okay. And now we go down. Wait, what? Tell me more. Do you have a news article or some? All right. He did have a demonic Labubu. I have Undertaker toys. I have a Kiss tattoo. We cannot fall back in society this far to presume every single thing like for real, dude. Like a ritual. We need to calm down. I mean, she has a ton of Hello Kitty stuff. That connection I can buy. Okay. Yeah, he has a lot of murder, but demonic Labubus, I'm not ready for, Sister Wendy. I don't know about you. I'm not ready for that world. I'm not ready to live that life, Wendy. I cannot connect with that, hon. I don't see it. Here's what I do see, though. Let me pull this up. So this is their link. We're just gonna follow their logic right now. Because I want us to all ask ourselves, are we really this tired? Are we really this bored? Police investigating body found in car at South Los Angeles tow yard, okay? This is the day after. And I agree, all the poo-poos are demonic. I agree. And we cannot get satanic panic. Sister Wendy is ready to go full satanic panic right now. I need Satan in here. Satan, get in here. I need you to get with Sister Wendy. I love that you're all straight up like, I'll fucking go full demonic Labubu on everyone. Wendy's ready. Okay. So the news set, body found in car at South LA tow yard. Just one day ago, another body was found at a different tow yard inside a Tesla registered to singer David, who is on tour right now. So they're talking about the other day. Okay. So right here, they're talking about this day. So this is the next day. The death investigation is underway after body was discovered inside a vehicle at a tow lot in South Los Angeles. The discovery was made at Al's Towing on St. Andrew's Place on Tuesday. So what did I do? How does one investigate this? Let's keep going to link to article below. I go, okay, well, let me click that. So I click that and then a video comes out. Now, because this specific one is ABC, they will copyright strike this shit. So we're not going to watch it. But what I will tell you is if you were to watch it like I watched it, okay? If you were to watch it like I watched it, here's what would happen. You would notice that the drone footage or the helicopter footage looking down on the Honda that they found is in 1080p and 4K. Great quality. Then you would up the quality because you don't have nodes. You have good internet. You're not like me. You have great internet even. Once you kicked up that quality, you would notice, wow, I can see the license plate. That's not good, is it? Then you would take that license plate number, right? You would run it. You would run it through a vehicle lookup, a plate lookup. It would give you the VIN. Most free ones would give you the VIN. If you have the OSINT cheat sheet, there's a whole list of free ones that'll give you the VIN. So then you run that, you get the VIN. Okay. Then you take that VIN and you can run a Carfax report. You can run a Kelly Blue Book report. You just do a vehicle history check. It'll cost you about $2. Unless you're not good at the internet, then it'll cost you $50. But you run one of those. And then what do you see? Quite a bit. You see that it was salvaged twice, the title. You'll see that it had, I think it was 14 different title changes. So 14 different people have owned this car. That is about 18 years old. You would see that it was manufactured in Illinois. You would see that it's been in 2 junkyards already. You'd see the color, the make, the model. It all lines up with what's on TV. But then you'd see the most recent title holder. And you would see their name. And you would go, oh, wow. Okay. That's Lopez. That's Soledad Lopez. Is that who's in the car? Well, we wouldn't know that, would we? Because here's the thing. Soledad Lopez could have had her car stolen. That could be Soledad Lopez's, kid who has the car, maybe husband. Maybe someone bought it from Soledad and they haven't done the title paperwork yet. We don't know. We don't know who is in Soledad's vehicle. But here's what we do know. We do know that we can go to the 9th, okay, on this date, and we can go to the medical examiner to the same website where we saw hers. And we're not going to do that because we're not going to dox strangers today. We're above that. But if you wanted to find out yourself this information in the future, that's how you would figure out who the car is registered to. Fortunately, the news makes it very easy by having such high quality camera. All right. I just want you to know how I did it so you know that I'm not full of shit. Okay. So once I looked it up, well, there you go. That's who it's registered to. And that's how I looked it up. Then after that, I go, well, I wonder who is deceased on the 9th. Because if we see Soledad in there, then it was likely her. But I go to the 9th, okay? There's only one car death. And it has the exact same shit on it that Celeste's death report has. It has deferred. It's got an investigator working on it, okay? It says death in a car, specifically a parked car. It doesn't say what kind of car. It doesn't say where it was picked up, just like Celeste's. But I found that interesting because it was the only one mentioning a vehicle that day. And with Celeste, when they found her body and it was passed away and it was in a car, they said death in car. Now, on this day, it says death in car, but this is a 39-year-old man, and he doesn't seem to have any connection to this person. Now, what I also find fascinating, though, is that the news got the same name I did for the registration, but said that this car is connected to a missing persons case. Not Celeste's. Different missing persons case, okay? So thus far, what we have is we have one guy who's 39 years old, doesn't seem to have any connection to Soledad, all right? We've got Soledad who doesn't seem to be missing, but that's her car. And then there's the possibility that the police apparently said that car is connected to a missing persons case. The one that they found. So then I went, does Soledad have any family that's missing? And when I looked it up by surname, I found one person who is a 15-year-old girl who is missing from California and has been since 2024. And it's not Celeste. Now, I know what you're thinking. Whoa, that's weird. Maybe it is connected. No. Because I also looked her up and she definitely doesn't like David's music. That's not what she listens to. That's doesn't seem to be her realm, nor is it David's opener. Simultaneously, we still don't know if that even could be her. But we know that there are 3 possibilities at least. Okay. And we know that the car is registered to someone who is an adult woman who's older, no connection to David, or there's the death in a vehicle with the same information on it, indicating that same situation. There's body parts in a car, or a body in a car, or a person passed away, but also it had a burnt out trunk. Like there was an arson involved. But also it's definitely connected to a missing persons case. So whose? So here's the thing. Police then said it is not connected, regardless, okay, to David. So we have four possibilities, because let's say you don't trust the police. I believe that, though. I believe it. But let's say you don't. That's still, okay, you still got 3 other reasons to go, nope, not connected. But people insist on putting this guy, old Barnesy or whatever, in the loop and then calling it a satanic ritual. Why? I don't know. I think it has to do with lead that is in the paint on the walls in their houses. However, with that said, second body, different day, 1 day later, towed to a different tow yard, back of the trunk burnt. A 2007 Honda is not a Tesla. It's not a modern Tesla. Yeah, it's not Aleister Crowley. Satanic panic will never work out. First of all, why panic? It's just a little Satan. Second of all, people like to have connections. Excuse me, I shouldn't have put ice in my mouth. People like to have connections in cases. They like to make connections in cases. And when they're coming through so fast, when there's so many, he's wearing her bracelet. She's in this video. She's wearing the shoes in the missing persons flyer. They have matching tattoos. When people start seeing these patterns and connections, and they're just fucking boom, boom, boom every day, and then they stop, people will start making shit up. They'll start looking for shit, you know? They'll start trying to make evidence fit that doesn't. I think with this case, a lot of people essentially went, must be related. How crazy is it that happens? Turns out a lot. Turns out that actually happens a lot in LA specifically. If you look up body found in trunk, Los Angeles, you're going to find a lot of results. Happens a lot. How many get towed to a tow yard? A lot. A lot. Why? Because people don't always look in the trunk on an abandoned car. I mean, it's LA. It's like in New York. I mean, there's crime. The amount of first 48s that I've seen out of Dallas where bodies were found in cars that were abandoned is a lot. So the fact that it's still happening and the population is booming and there's a rise in all kinds of issues does not surprise me. With that said, I think it's safe to say that vehicle has nothing to do with it, because there are 4 potential possibilities, right? And none of them are connected to David's opener or satanic panic. So there's that. I just wanted to put that out there. And now what I'd like to do is I'm going to stop sharing this. Okay. I'm going to start sharing some other stuff in this case. In addition to that, we are going to look at the report from Fox that I was talking about, where they actually do name the person. And as soon as it loads, that would be sick. So that you can see that I'm not full of butt butter, okay? And I will say that I held off on paying to find the registered owners, and I couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes that's another thing is like sometimes people they need time to find out where their car is, and then they have to get the title, right? I mean, at least in Texas, you have to have the title to recover it from a tow yard. So I'd imagine it also has to do with getting all that shit together. And they don't really pop a trunk or a glove compartment without a warrant. But if there's probable cause because it reeks, that makes sense. So, if a body has unfortunately decomposed and it's been over a month even to the point where it no longer smells because it's just kind of done with the stink face, imagine how many people find with just bones. Yeah, you need one here too. And also they make a big stink of it because they make you go get shit notarized here. And it's like, they don't tell you to. I had a friend who got all nickels once so that he could pay his tow fee because he was so mad at the tow people and they have to legally accept that tender. There's also a bunch of posts saying she was drugged and pregnant, and it's just people getting out of hand. It's really crazy. There is one that is weird, and it does make me uncomfortable. I'm going to show it to you just so you can see, because this is what I'm talking about, like obvious connections, though, that you can't overlook these. Okay, you just can't, because it's so like, holy shit. Man, what the hell? Okay. So this is his wig, but she's wearing it. And look how young she looks there. And here you go. And this would have been after they had already talked on Discord, met. And then there he is wearing the blue wig. Kind of crazy. Kind of bothers me. You live in Lake Elson, or in this case is really hit home hard. Are you doing okay? I feel really fucking bad for the family too. I feel really fucking bad for the family. And you know what also sucks is that, yeah, you've never seen, there's so much, dude. There's so much. And this is just the subreddit. On the Discord, it's fucking crazier. It's really crazy. And yeah, I'm sorry. I know. And it just sucks so hard because, like, that there's kids there that like knew her and went to school with her. And I just hope that they're going to get help and get counseling. And I hope that people are like looking out for them, and I know that people are talking shit about her friends, and they're saying like, oh, all of her friends betrayed her and her family let her down. No, they reported she was missing, and you can't expect kids to do the jobs of police, right? And there's a language barrier. Like, people need to have some grace for these people. And not to mention, I saw her auntie, her tia, everybody fucking sharing the flyers, constantly saying, do you have a phone? Can you call this phone number? Do you have a phone number that that she uses? Do you have any of her social media? Does anybody know anything? Like, people were really looking for her. The problem is, this guy is like a famous First of all, where would you even start? Okay. Imagine being her family member and, her brother, her sister, her mom, and you have to walk in there and be like, hi, Lake Elsinore police. My 13-year-old, my 14-year-old, I think, has run away with this guy. Oh, who's that guy? He's a massive TikTok star with millions of followers. You cannot tell me that at least half of the people would look at that and go, okay, yeah, sure, your kid's with that guy. Like, it's already like, it's got to be hard to get people to just believe you. And now imagine, and I'm, dude, for real, that's a fucking good point. That is a fucking good, the ICE thing. ICE has been horrible. It's been horrible here in Texas. It's been horrible fucking, I can't think of a single good story from ICE. So imagine that, and think about it. If you're a family and you're bilingual or you only speak Spanish, and here's another thing people don't seem to get. LA is massive. California is bigger. It's the whole state. But so many of these, San Luis Obispo, fucking Santa Barbara, all of them, all the way down to San Diego, there's little enclaves in it. When I say we stayed in Koreatown, I mean it was all Koreatown. It was all Korean, all of it. They speak Korean, when you go to specific parts, fucking Riverside, like Silver Lake, there's going to be different little groups of people. There's a place in Seattle where if you don't speak Arabic, you're not going to get around well. You're not going to be able to get simple things like directions. People don't realize that there are large swaths of communities where it's only Spanish, only Portuguesa, only Italian. Like, there's every community in LA reminds me of every borough in New York. It's so different. And it tripped me out. And I have to say, ICE has been the worst there. And really, I think the protests go the hardest there because I don't think that, fuck it, I'll just say it. I don't think the cops there, I don't think any of them are fucking good. I mean, and I'm not talking about just OJ. I mean, like, literally all of LA. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I've had friends who have had to deal with them there. I've had friends who have had, like, just the Amazon package situation there. You don't have to worry about porch pirates. You have to worry about people literally jumping the driver and burning the Amazon truck and taking everything. Like, police don't show up in these communities to go to an officer while ICE is raiding people and you only speak Spanish, and then you have to tell them that your child is missing. Imagine the fear of also getting thrown in jail for something like child neglect when really your kid took off with when an adult man will come pick your child up hours away and then drive them away from school. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? She's supposed to be in school. She's a teens got fucking Thai noodles for brains. Okay. I didn't think. I went to the mall once to meet a guy on the internet, and then I chickened out, went back. Parents thought I was in fucking school. What is wrong with me? Now imagine these kids, they have rappers with Teslas going, I like Hello Kitty. I'll buy you a ring. I'll buy you Hello Kitty. Holy shit, you can't compete with that. Then have the setback of you speak one language and it's not English. You're in California. ICE is coming for you. Your fucking kid's gone for the second time. Probably terrified that they're going to retaliate and not help you. Thank you, Norma. In all seriousness, and yes, you're right, Della. He preyed on a little girl, and not just that, like, look at how little she looks. Like, she looks little. People need to stop having this expectation of her being, like, aware of sex trafficking. You think they teach that school? Did you guys see the way the teacher was talking? Like, I appreciate the sentiment at the end, like social media. But if I was a kid hearing the way he was talking, try not to be judgmental, but in all seriousness, like, I would think he was kind of bragging and trying to get clout. It was weird. It was weird. If I can't decipher what his intentions are, I can't imagine a class doing it. Like, that was weird, right? That was fucking weird. You were pissed? You saw that? It was fucking weird. And he's over here like, and then I had her class, and I'm like, I get it. I get what you're doing, but you sound a little too excited to do it. And being like, that's her in front of my sign. Like, I get why you're trying to make an impact, but like, you're kind of smiling and you're talking at me like Pauly Shore. Like, it's weird. A friend's dad was high up in LA police. They did whatever they wanted. If you were a different color, pissed them off. Arrested her. Oh, yeah. Fucking Joseph James D'Angelo. Are you kidding me? They hired that guy. They hired the Golden State Killer. He did sound like he was boasting, right? Like he was trying to, like, guess who I know? I also, and then to say the kids are extorting her. First of all, sir, you're a mandated reporter. I hope you told someone. Like, what? And also, these kids, they're of the age where I don't think they even would have understood. I know everybody thinks, well, they're acting like adult. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think they understand what they were doing. I mean, obviously, I don't think they understand the repercussions of extortion. I don't think they understood that she would have ended up dead. And he's just standing up there going, and I know that, so they're trying to extort. It's like, don't do that. Go tell the fucking police, please. Go tell the principal. The fact that so many people online knew, but the kids who knew her in person are getting shit for it trips me out too. How are the kids in person supposed to know all this shit, where she's going, who she's going with, and David? The people online who enabled it and knew that she was young and put up with that shit and accepted it, they're the ones I'm fucking pissed at. David's crew. It's so crazy. It's so great. Like the people, his moderator, they're like, well, I knew she was young, but not that young. Oh, so you knew? No, they said, I knew she was underage, but not that underage. Excuse me. Underage is underage. What do you mean that? Like, there's no, it's a literal statute. That means it doesn't waver. It doesn't bend. That guy and his brother are on film with her when she's missing, and people saw and they knew she was underage, and they did nothing. But the kids and the family and the friends who are missing her, who went and put out a flyer, who went to police, who posted it online, they're the ones catching shit. And I don't know what kind of world this is. Like, what are we doing? Dude. Yeah, never trust a moderator. Stevie, I'm remodding you now. And that's another thing. Also, people get looked at as you ignored it who didn't know. And the people who knew and ignored it are coming out saying they didn't know. And it's like, it can't be both. It just can't. So I ain't mad at the people who didn't know and were looking for her and reporting it and putting it on a flyer and questioning people. I'm mad at the people who knew about it. They were in Discord. They were on Reddit. They were on his Instagram. They were at his concerts. They hung out with him and they knew, oh, she's underage, but she's not that underage. Fuck you. Go to the police right now and get an interview. Get interviewed, because they need to ask you why you're talking like that, because that's fucked. She's a little kid, dude. And it's shit like this. And then he's wearing her bracelets. He's writing songs calling her the Hello Kitty girl. And this is one of the mods. And it's sad because she has an AJ Lee fucking picture. And that makes me sad. because I love AJ Lee. It makes me sad that someone who has good taste enough to like AJ Lee would also fucking overlook all this shit. And look at all the, like, he's got these like team Discord rules that are real creepy. That's sweet. Oh, look at all the prayer candles. Oh, this makes me so sad. Yeah, this post fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie. This post fucked me up. That's the age she would have been when he first started hitting on her in Discord or on the internet, Fortnite and shit. Like, he invited her into a Fortnite group. And remember, he plays with Roblox. Like, I get it, a lot of people do, but he's 20. He's playing Roblox with kids, with little kids. He is the exact profile of everybody we see getting Chris Hansen. That's the age she was right there when he started hitting on her and communicating with her. Like, you can't tell me she looked 19. This right here, look at this. Missing his 13-year-old girlfriend. Bored in Dublin, I miss my girlfriend. And look at the date. Where is it? This was the 23rd, I think. No, July 2024. She's tweeny. I'll tell you this much, though. She doesn't look fucking 19. She's like a kid, dude. All these posts where he's actively like, he wrote a song called Celeste. Singer David is apparently the sole moderator. Yeah, we talked about that. There she is right there on his live stream. I cannot get over. And that's the mod that's commenting. We're not going to go further down. We don't need to read that speculation. But this is straight up, dude. Like, this is her on his live. Let's see what else is available on. I'm going to show you guys the Fox News report on that trunk situation with that other Honda. It just pisses me off so bad, dude. He was a big dork. He's also really short. Somebody said he's like 5'3". And I was looking at some photos of him standing next to people, and oh my God, he's super short. Super, super short. Yeah, I was able to get into the Discord before they halted it, Norma, and it's a shit show. It's worse than Reddit. I'm probably going to get kicked out soon, honestly, because I think they know who I am now, but it's just, it's a lot of people trying to make excuses. And then there's a ton of people saying, and just shitting all over those excuses and not putting up with it. And I do wonder if, I know that there's a lot of cleanup going on with the mods. I'll tell you that much. No, I think this guy's like 5'2" or 5'3". I don't know. This dude looks like 5'2" or 5'3". Like, he's really short. For a dude that I don't know. I saw pictures of him standing. Well, here's the thing. The girls he's standing by are fucking young, so no wonder he looks tall in some of his pictures. It's because he's standing next to children that he's trying to hit on. He's fucking weird. I really don't. And I don't understand the whole like, oh man, I'm gonna be fucked up if this is him, bro. He's my favorite, bro. So, first of all, bro, stop calling everybody fucking bro. Like, not everybody is bro. Like, you get like, it's a filler word. Just stop. It's so fucking weird to me. I guess maybe my generation just said dude a lot, but like, I hate being called bro by like 12-year-olds. It's fucking weird. Fucking 18, 16. Like, they're like, first of all, if you're 20, you shouldn't be talking like a young teen. Okay. Like, grow up a little. And this dude's like communicating like his target audience. He's communicating in a language that is childish. And you know it's not because he's stupid. I mean, a lot of the stuff is very manipulative. You got to have a little bit of smarts to at least grow as rapidly as he did, especially when you've been homeschooled. Like, goddamn. So he can take all these other right steps in life, but he can't look at a child and go, bad. Don't. Like, it trips me out. It just trips me out. It's like, I saw a wedding thing once where somebody posted, like, the bride said something to the groom and then he yells, bro. And I'm just like, dude, this is, we're just all calling everyone bro now, I guess. It's weird to me. Okay, here's what we're going to do. One of the things I wanted to show you the other day is that Texas deputies did raid his Texas home. Some people were questioning that. Which one did they raid? They raided the Texas one. Yeah, but here's the other thing, though. I believe she was dismembered, correct? So that's beyond tampering. That's tampering and mutilation of a corpse. Simultaneously, she was a minor. And I do believe that if you mutilate the corpse of a minor, regardless of if they died by drugs or otherwise, it is still potentially a sex crime. And I do think that they have a federal case with the CSAM if he did indeed do things with her that he claimed. I do think that there's going to be CSAM with him. I do. It's just my opinion. But I mean, some of the stuff he sings about, I don't know. And I'm not saying that like, well, he must have done. I'm saying like it's very, some of the things he talks about, sings about, writes about, very descriptive, lines up pretty perfectly with what happened or what we think happened with his life with this young lady. Yeah, and then his comments about gore, all of it, I could just 100%. I mean, posting specific pictures of her in general and being with her while she's a missing person, I would also think aiding and abetting. Well, I mean, I guess she isn't committing a crime. This is tricky. This is really tricky. Yeah, the gore comments are really fucking gross. He's such a nasty bastard. That poor kid. You know? I feel bad for her hometown too. And Lake Elsinore police really fucked everyone, didn't they? I never even thought of the ICE threat. That is fucked. Like there's no way around that, right? And I think that a lot of people really the amount of ignorance surrounding ICE stuff is fascinating because a lot of people think, well, they're just picking up the criminal. No, dude. There are people who are in wait to get their visas. They've got approved visas. They took the test and they're just waiting for shit to get filled out. And there are people who were born here, lived here their whole lives and are legally here. All of them getting scooped up. All of them. Harassed, bullied, demeaned, thrown in handcuffs, put in jail. You know, almost anybody else that happens to, they got a lawsuit on their hands, they can win. But when ICE is doing it, for some reason, we just fucking allow it because a bright orange son of a bitch said it was fine because he's super racist because he snorts Adderall all fucking day. They're like, they took it. Here's what's, you know what's wild? This lady called the fucking ICE. She called ICE on a whole factory worker full of South Koreans who had visas that were like given to them specifically to go work at this plant under like a government agency. And they just went and scooped them all up and all their visas were totally legal. All their work visas, totally legal. And now we're embroiled in some sort of weird, like additional tariff war. And then they went and put this like, what is it, like a $10,000 or $100 or $100,000 surcharge onto specific Indian visas. So these people who went to India for like a funeral, for to visit for vacation, to go back home briefly, who work in the US are now trapped there and cannot come back. Even students. So imagine you're a student, you're Indian, you get a fucking badass scholarship to come to the US and you get the visa approved because you are accepted to a US school, right? And you come here to be a doctor. And you are on your 3rd or 4th year of medical school. You're almost done with some shit. You're a computer tech. You're almost done with computer engineering. You're so close to graduating. But your grandma dies. So you go back to India, you attend the funeral, Trump signs some shit, and now guess what? You're fucked. All your stuff is still in your dorm. You cannot come back. You have to pay a fuckload of money if you want to, and then it still has to be approved. And then they're not just going to let you stay and live your life and finish school. No, they're going to deport you again and possibly recharge you. And they did this shit to these Russians, which is, and normally I'm like, fuck a Russian, right? Like, bye. But here's the deal. There were Russian spies that were extricated from the US. The show The Americans is about it. And oddly, Peter Strzok and Lisa, the two people that got denounced by fucking Trump a long time ago, they're the ones, or Peter Strzok he's the one who caught those fucking sneaky Russians who were spies. And guess how they were spying on us? They were taking pixels in floral photo calendars and they were extracting those and they had codes in them. And that's how they were communicating, just by posting these photo calendars. And then you could right click, get the EXIF data, and then read all the shit. So that's how they were communicating. They get caught, right? Specifically, a couple gets caught. Their storage unit gets found. They find all these old undeveloped photos, right? The FBI goes, Peter Strzok, he's like, what the fuck is this? He looks at it. Oh my God. This is how they are transmitting fucking shit that you have to do on behalf of, dear leader Vladimir. Okay. This is shit that you have to do. Actually, at the time, it might not have been Vladimir. It might have been pre-Vladimir. Either way, he's a new agent. He sees all this. He's like, holy fuck. Like, this is crazy. This is bazonkers. How is this possible? They start tracing them. They're finding more and more Russian spies. Now there's like 100. They're like, oh fuck, we're going to kick them all out. And we all found them because of this one little couple, right? Now here's what's crazy. Some of these couples and these individual people, they went to school. I think this one went to school in Oxford. Then they went to Canada and they took some classes there. And then they go to Harvard. All right. So it's like Harvard, Oxford, Canada. They raise kids. Their kids are going to school. They speak French. They're very pale. They don't even look Russian. They look kind of fucking Irish in a way. Turns out they're two of the biggest spies. So what happens? The government puts them in prison, but the kids didn't know their parents were Russian spies. They had no fucking idea, right? So these kids are like, hold up, mom, dad, what, dude? What? Now, these kids only speak English. They've never been to Russia. They didn't know they were Russian at all. They thought they were like French Canadian. They're like, what the fuck is going on here? Guess what our government did? Shipped them to Russia. Two kids who never lived there. They don't have family there. Their parents were raised in the fucking KGB. They had no clue. Bye. Now imagine you're a dreamer. Imagine that you think you're here legally and your parents came here and they had to make the choice they had to make so that you don't get shot in the face by a fucking Honduran cartel. And they said, I'll take my family alive for 300, please, Alex. And then they bring you here and they make it. Thank God they make it. And then let's say they make it and they get jobs and they're able to get social security numbers so that they can scoop by, and they work their fucking ass off. They work 3 or 4 jobs so that you can go to school, so that you can live your life. And you hit 18 and it's time to file for financial aid. And you go, oh, fuck me. I can't find my birth certificate. Mom, dad, where's my birth certificate? And they go, yikes. they either have to have that talk with you, or they say, meet, hold on. We'll get it to you. And then they never answer the phone. And that's some shit that some of my family would probably do. Like, hold on, let me find it. Click. And you just have to go with it. Then you're in the office and you're talking to the counselor for the dean of admissions. You're trying to explain, we can't find my fucking birth certificate. Okay, let's order you one. What's your social security number? Well, it's the one I was given. This doesn't come back to you. Hold on. Shows up. You trying to go to school here? Trying to go to school here, bud? Well, guess what? You're not legal. Get in the van. And then they go pick up your family. That shit happens constantly. It happens every day. It wasn't happening as much. Now it's happening all the fucking time. That's kind of a problem, right? That's kind of a fucking problem. And when you go, well, they shouldn't have come here illegally. I'm sorry. A lot of the people who say that type of shit are the same people who say it's not the baby's fault. It didn't. You have to have the baby. You have to have the baby because it's the right thing to do. We just need this baby to live a good life, even though you made a mistake or even though you were raped. The same people who say that are the very people who will kick your kid the fuck out because they should have known better than to be illegal when they didn't even fucking know they were. It bothers me. Hey, Norma, thank you for that $9.99. I'm sorry, you guys. I went off for a minute. But it's like, if you're not like in Texas, I'm sure in California, it's to say in Texas, like this shit's happening constantly. You know, if you shoplift and you don't have your papers, they will call ICE on you and you will get grilled by an ICE agent at a fucking O'Reilly Auto Parts. And if you think that didn't happen, it happened in San Antonio twice. So that shit happens. Okay. Families get split up. And it fascinates me how many fucking white people will go to a fucking taco truck and be surprised when it's closed the fuck down and everybody got deported and then go, but I didn't get my morning fucking taco. Bitch, vote better. Vote better. You know what pisses me off also? We're really dumbing down society. We really are. We're taking all the culture out. We're just taking it out. God forbid we learn another language. Oddly, that's one of the things that prevents the police from doing a good job. See how it all comes back the fuck around? God damn it, vote better. Anyway, thank you, Norma. I love you to death. I'm going to spend that money on the Alf Sex hotline. I apologize. Okay. Now we're going to watch this Fox News report about this car. And the frogs are gay. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I don't know where that came from. Here we go.
An area singer known as David. NBC News is confirming LAPD homicide detectives searched the LA home near where that vehicle was found. KPRC2's Lisa Hernandez live in our newsroom with these latest developments. Lisa.
And Andy, LAPD has yet to call the young girl's death criminal and cannot confirm if the performer knew her personally. But as speculation mounts, so too do questions surrounding what exactly happened here. What do you have in store? The singer, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, canceled his Seattle show last night, just hours after law enforcement released the identity of the teenage girl whose decomposed remains were found in the trunk of his abandoned Tesla at a Hollywood impound lot last week. She's identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who went missing from her Southern California home in April 2024. Her death has yet to be called criminal, but the performer's already feeling some fallout. Just hold me tight and don't you let go. Singer Kali Uchis, who collaborated on the song Crashing with David, said she is working to pull that track from all digital streaming platforms in light of this new information. And while David has not been named a suspect, TMZ reports he sang about a girl named Celeste in a leaked track and that the girl's mother says her daughter had a boyfriend named David. An autopsy is pending, and Los Angeles police tell NBC News that the LAPD does not have a crime classification from the coroner as to the mode or manner of death. Thus, we do not have any suspect information at this time. Now, the Harris County Sheriff's Office says they've responded to David Cypress' home twice this week after false alarms were triggered at the home. They say at this time they have not been contacted by authorities in California. David is reportedly back in LA, where he's set to perform this weekend and is said to be cooperating with LAPD. Live in the newsroom, Lisa Hernandez, KPRC 2 News.
Questions mounting as this case moves forward. Lisa, thank you.
It's been a busy day of developing news. So the body found in the trunk of a Tesla registered to popular music artist David is that of a teenage girl missing since April of last year. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez live in Lake Elsinore. This stunning development in this case. Christina.
Yeah, her name was Celeste Rivas. She was last seen leaving her home here back in 2024. Her family thought she was missing. She was declared missing back then. They had no idea there could even be a connection to the body in the Tesla until they got a call.
I have to say, you guys know how much I love to comment on news personalities. I like this anchor. I don't know why, but I like her. She seems dope. I don't know how to explain it, but I like her. I like the spunk. I don't like how some people have been mispronouncing shit in this case. From basic words to difficult ones. And some anchors, I'm not trying to name names, but some of them have fucking Peggy Hilled the shit out of the Latina names in this. And I like her, and I can already, first of all, she's standing in some fucking gusts of wind and she doesn't care. She doesn't give a fuck. She's like, I'm reporting the news, dude. All right. I like her. I don't know what it is about her. Something about, I think it's because she looks like my friend's mom named Amy. And she genuinely is like, she's spunky. And she's not making weird faces when she's talking about this, which I saw some bitches do on Law and Crime, and I didn't like it. I was like, quit making that weird face. You're being judgmental and quit towards the fucking victim. Like, I'm like, dude, can you guys watch it? Also, I don't like it when one lady said Celeste, and I got really pissed off. It's like, how? How did you really? Celeste? Ma'am. It's like when Ron Burgundy's like, I read what's on the teleprompter. I feel like this woman actually researched the story, learned about it, and is speaking it. Something about when a news anchor is standing in heavy wind and still puts a fucking face on, like, I'm here to do my job. I appreciate it. I just want to give her props. I like her.
From TMZ last week. Now, keep in mind that David has been cooperating with authorities. He has not been named a person of interest, let alone a suspect. But at this
also, this was a while back. Okay, so this was like one of the first reports. They have since amended their reporting, but the reason you'll see.
Point, this concert in Seattle, the next concert date has been canceled, and people here are saying, "What's going on?" Take a look.
No.
Few words from those arriving at the Lake Elsinore home where 15-year-old Celeste Rivas disappeared in April of 2024. Her family has just found out that it is her partially dismembered body that was found in the trunk of a Tesla registered to popular singer-songwriter David Anthony Burke, known by the stage name David. TMZ broke the...
Pausing it because I feel like it's okay to shame this guy because he's a pedo. And I do want to shame whoever this person is for that outfit. And I apologize. I don't want to bring further negativity to a negative situation, but what the fuck is that? What are you wearing, dude? Why is he dressed like a WWE wrestler and he's not immediately jumping David? If he's not beating the shit out of David, I don't know why he's wearing that. What is going on? I see someone carrying a bag. Are they on a public street? Why are their leather shorts not connected to leather? Is that calf covers? What is going on? What is going on? I don't like this. It's this part. It's just the sliver of the knees that really pisses me off. Yeah, what is going on? Connect them or don't, sir. Like, okay, I get it. We can see through, but honestly, okay, I'm not going to body shame, but like, it's not the best choice. But this pisses me off. Just the slightest bit of the back knee and then the top knee. This makes me so mad. Why am I so mad? And also, get a fucking tailor. You're a fucking millionaire now. You can't get your suit tailored? I'm being petty, but god damn it.
Known by the stage name David. TMZ broke the girl's identification after speaking to her mother.
It was a very heart-wrenching conversation. She was very upset and said that all she knew is that, her daughter had been missing all of this time. She told us that she was aware that there was a boyfriend named David.
And that her daughter had.
Here's another thing, and I never, ever in my life thought I'd say this, but I'm kind of almost glad that it was someone from TMZ because they are equipped. I believe I know someone who got an internship there. Apparently, they got a lot of staff. I feel like they had at least a translator or something, and I feel like, I hate to say it, I feel like they probably would have done a better job alerting the parent than the police would have, based on how the police seemingly have treated this.
The tattoo with the letters "sh" on her right index finger.
That the color of the ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released to the.
Also, here's another thing. And yeah, they are making comeback. I also kind of appreciate, look, I'm just going to say, I super appreciate that they went to her first instead of reporting it, because they did. They went to her first and then reported it. That is so un TMZ like that. That's un TMZ of them. They did that out of respect. So I appreciate that.
Public.
The singer, who has been cooperating with police, had continued his tour after the body was discovered.
They did? Good. Harvey's all right in my book.
Just canceled his next date in Seattle.
But it just seemed odd to us that, gosh, your car, such a grisly discovery in your car, and that you're just out on tour. You would think that, you'd want to find out what happened here, because this is just a very bizarre case.
And I want to add to that, because here's something. Chris Watts. Do you remember when the Chris Watts video came out? Everyone went, that guy's acting fucking weird. And everybody said, hey, this is not how someone normally reacts, right? But this dude, that's weird. To me, this is weirder than Chris Watts. Chris Watts was acting weird. Don't get me wrong, but he was at least trying or putting in some fucking effort into his lies. This guy didn't even fucking show up. If you found a body in the back of my Honda Fit and I was in Vegas, I would be on the next plane home. And I'd go, who is in my car? Pardon? I don't care if my car got stolen and I didn't have it in my possession. I would still come back home, even if I didn't know who the person was. What the hell is that behavior? You don't want to help? Ugh. Sister Wendy, I'd like to correct that, actually, because I saw that story and I did some research on that, and I think you'll be happy to learn. And I'm not just making it, trust me, I shit on TMZ all the time. I'm giving them their flowers, and I'm going to give them their flowers for the Charlie Kirk thing, but hear me out. They weren't actually laughing at that. They were in one room, the dudes that are breaking the story of Charlie Kirk, and they broke it immediately. Like, as soon as they saw it, they broke it. But in a glass partition, in a separate room, there were employees that were working on a different story, okay? And they were reading out loud some email that they just got that had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. It was a funny, I think it might have had to do with like Moo Dang, the hippo, or some shit. Anyway, the door was open and they all laughed at it. And it was just poor timing. And Harvey and them did an internal investigation because they were so pissed. And not only are there a ton of witnesses, but there was video footage internally, I guess, of like what was going on, and they did not mean to laugh, and they were just laughing at something in the background totally different. And Harvey and his guy said, like, they still apologized. They were like, it was totally not what it looked like. Here's the situation. They explained it all, but they still apologized. So for me, it's like, okay, that's believable, because they do have a bunch of different groups. And I was trying to think of it from their perspective. Like, okay, if Dylan's in there, right, and I'm talking about the Celeste case, and then he's watching Seth Rollins get bonked on the head by Brock Lesnar, and he laughs really loud. That's basically the exact same thing, right? And then I'm sitting here like, damn, sorry, you know? So I feel for them. I don't think that they meant that, especially because they did take it pretty seriously when they were reporting it. So I did think that was kind of weird. And I was like, why are people laughing? But then it made more sense, because they did not look happy when they were reporting it. They were very sad. So I'm gonna give them grace on that one, because they, at least if they hadn't have said they were sorry and explained themselves, I would have been like, fuck. Yeah, I don't know about satanic ritual personally, but I mean, I think that this guy was definitely trying to do some shit with his art. You know, his art. I think of one thing that's interesting is he's very into anime. He talks about manga, and he talks about mutilation. He talks about gore. I feel like for him, it's more of like a gore and a mutilation, sick, fucked up fetish. Because I mean, the satanic stuff, right? It doesn't really have like let me put it this way. A lot of that stuff, anything that has to do with like Santeria or Buddha-dangaing someone and then leaving them in the woods, all the cartel stuff, like that's all like, even voodoo rituals, there's specific things that they do that there's a lot of like, there's a couple of weird first 48s where they find shit like that. It's almost never like in a vehicle. It's always like a Mother Nature themed thing or something inside a house with a lot of candles and like shit like that. I feel like, I don't know, something about the being in the trunk and it being abandoned. That, I mean, I really think he was stupid enough to think that they were going to crush that car. Like, I really think he was being real CSI about it. I think he was like, this'll, or maybe he got some fucking someone to, if it wasn't him, it had to be someone in his inner circle, because you can't tell me that anyone can just get into, you can't just get into a Tesla breaking into it like an average car. It's got video cameras on the inside, the outside, and he could remote pop it open. I feel like it had to be someone close to him if it wasn't him, but regardless, he still is a pedophile. Allegedly. I have to say that legally, but I mean, come the fuck on. He's dating a kid. He's not dating. I apologize. He's molesting and grooming, allegedly, a kid. I hate it when people say dating, because they're not. She's a child, you know? Oh, it's crazy, dude. He's just crazy. It's really bad. Like, I just can't believe he got away. Yeah, his parents. So they're kind of like, they homeschooled the shit out of him. They're super Christian. I mean, he's really got the upbringing of a kid that you would normally see like school shooting. It's kind of, I hate to say that, but like, you know what I mean? He's very conservative Christian household, kind of a bigger family, homeschooled, seems to spend a lot, if not too much time online looking at violent shit. I mean, he definitely behaves like an emo dude, I'll tell you that much. It's crazy. This is just a lot for his. Yeah, he is a chomo. That's the thing though, is he's a fucking chomo. So like, regardless of whether he killed her or not, he should be in jail for that. And you cannot tell me they don't have enough evidence. I think they're watching him. You know what I think? I think the reason he hasn't, this is how I really 100% feel. I think the reason David hasn't been arrested yet is because he's being watched. He's being watched and followed. Well, why would you leave someone out as being watched and followed? Because they know he's not going to do it again right now. He's being watched constantly. I do wonder if they're waiting to see if he's going to lead them to something else. A murder weapon, possible future remnants of maybe her, maybe whatever might have been missing from her, limbs or otherwise. We don't know yet. Yeah, is he reconnecting with someone involved? I think by giving him the time and the space to like fiddle fart around and do things, he's gonna think he's not being watched anymore, and then he's gonna slip up. And I think that they're hoping he's gonna lead them to some sort of evidence. And I don't mean like necessarily physically, but maybe with the text, maybe with a conversation. He doesn't know he's being tapped, stuff like that. Maybe a GPS on whatever vehicle he is being driven around in. And yeah, I agree. I feel like when you and that's another thing, he wasn't allowed to do like secular stuff until they moved to Houston. And that was, when he was much older. He was originally born in Brooklyn. And he started getting into Fortnite and all the gaming shit and the anime and the manga and some of that stuff. I mean, a lot of it's fine, but some of it's kind of disturbing. But yeah, he does have the attorney dad, so that doesn't help, right? I was watching I know him and his brother are really close, and I mean, there's video. Is he an attorney or is he a preacher? Hold on, I need to look that up again. Because I thought his dad he might have been a stage dad. Hold on one second. I have been looking at Jason Landry's case, so I can't. And Jason's dad was an attorney and a preacher. It was Jason's dad. Hold on. While we're here, I'm going to let this play. Let me look it up again.
Especially because one of his videos actually features a body being put in the trunk of a car.
It's just eerie considering what ended up happening in David's car.
I just hope that the truth comes forward.
Celeste's neighbors on the street she grew up at.
Justicia.
Justice is what family and friends are asking for.
Whatever happened could happen to someone else, and it's just scary.
Now, again, at this point...
Yeah, so I have in my notes from an interview, so I don't know if David's a liar. If he's a liar, he could be lying, but apparently in this one interview, that's where I got it from, he said that his dad was an attorney. And it was a little old, but not that old, like a year or two. So I think his dad might be an attorney. I couldn't find any bar information on him, though. And I know I was actually looking at Jason Landry's dad also, and because he became a preacher. And I thought it was interesting. And I was like, are they from the same area? Did they know each other? Because they're both Houston. Yeah, I think David said that. So David stated that his dad was an attorney.
I want to emphasize David, he's been cooperating with authorities supposedly, but his next tour date, the one in Seattle, was canceled. He's supposed to be in San Francisco Friday and then come here to the Greek. We haven't heard from those venues yet.
So these are before it was canceled. So this is them in front of Celeste's house. I kind of just wanted you to see the neighborhood. Now, this is the car that has nothing to do with David. Again, this has to do with a separate missing persons case. It is registered. I got the same name with Lopez, but let me play this for you.
Yes, discovered inside a vehicle at another tow yard, this one in South LA. Authorities have identified that car as a 27 Honda registered to a Soledad Lopez. Fox 11's Ed Lascas. He joins us live.
Just want to correct him. It's a 2007 Honda.
With what we know about this discovery. Ed?
Yeah, and Phil, how strange is that? The chief of detectives here for LAPD just briefing us, telling us that car, that Honda, tied to a missing persons investigation. So they track it down. At first, though, it was found abandoned in South Central LA. Let's get to it. To the video we go. Check it. We're talking about this City tow lot. It's over on the 1900 block Gage Ave, South LA, down there by St. Andrew's Place, if you're familiar with that area, under the tents there. That's that Honda. The rear of it, the trunk is area burnt. That is where they find the body, human remains. The investigators saying they're not saying even if it's a man or a woman, they're waiting for the coroner's office and investigators there to get in. But the entire area is sealed off after this grisly discovery. And then it comes to be found that it's tied to a missing persons investigation. And that car itself was found abandoned a few days ago over in South Central LA. Listen to the chief.
Our Department of Transportation identified a vehicle in the South Central area of Los Angeles that was identified as being burned and abandoned on the roadway. Our missing persons unit investigators continued on an investigation that led them to identify that vehicle at the official police garage. During their follow-up investigation, they determined that human remains were in the trunk area of the vehicle that had sustained fire damage.
So now live to bring you up.
So just to be clear, remember these human remains were burned. They were also, so remember, Celeste likely reached her end up to a month before, but no less than 5 days before the car was towed, right? Because of the massive amount of decomposition. This was burnt, from what I could tell from the public records available. Whoever this person was likely died pretty quickly. It had been a fresh fire, and you can tell because it had apparently rained, I guess, in between at some point, or maybe a drizzle, something to do with the white on the vehicle showing that like it hadn't sustained any water damage. So that's interesting. Another thing is it was registered to one woman, right? But on September 9th, which would have been the day that the body would have been input as the day, you know, that would have been put as the decedent's date of death until they know more, just like Celeste was. It had the same information as Celeste. It said deferred, right? Well, here's another thing. The only person who died in a vehicle, which it also said in the vehicle, in a parked vehicle specifically, was a 39-year-old man that was in no way connected that I could find to the registered owner of the vehicle. So even though it was registered to a woman, Soledad, she doesn't seem to be missing from what I could find. There was one person with her last name who is a 15-year-old girl who was missing a year ago. That part was pretty weird. But also when I looked her up, no connection, it seems, whatsoever to David or in liking that kind of music. But seeing whether she was connected directly to Soledad was pretty difficult. Don't know yet that she was. So there is a chance that this could be some total stranger that is somehow connected to Soledad. It could be Soledad herself. It could be that missing girl could be a relative of Soledad's, and that could be the missing person. Or it could be this gentleman, and perhaps he's been missing, but there is no report. We don't know yet. I'll tell you what, though, I haven't seen any connections whatsoever to David, and it is a 20-something-year-old car, or 18 years, I should say, and absolutely no connection whatsoever to David's opener, which a lot of people were trying to say this burnt guy was connected. He is in no way connected. And you can actually you could see the license plate on the drone footage. You can look it up. That'll give you the VIN. You pull up the VIN and you could see who it's registered to and every other prior owner, that it's been junked out twice. It was manufactured in Illinois. This is a almost 20-year-old car, and I believe it might even be a manual transmission. I just don't see the kid opening for David at all driving this car or buying it. It's just, that would be insane. But it is connected apparently to a different missing persons case, and the police have confirmed that it has nothing to do with Celeste. So the people who are spreading the rumor saying it's David's opener, I feel like that's fucked up. This kid's case is already bad enough. I don't feel like we need to put extra on it or sensationalize it, but weird. And by the way, I did look up how many times bodies are found in trunks in LA, and it is unfortunately a lot.
to speed on all of this. The investigation is wide open. Missing persons case. They know that car is tied to it. They don't know yet if the human remains in the trunk, the burnt out area of the trunk, is tied to that investigation itself. So still a lot of unanswered questions. But Phil, certainly, as the chief was saying, it's a coincidence. Both of these missing persons, I should say, both of these cars that were found at the tow lots the last couple of days, bodies in the trunk, well, they're not connected. Just a coincidence at this point.
So this car that's registered to this Soledad Lopez, you're saying that they haven't been able to confirm that that's the body that was found?
They're not even saying any names, so I don't think we should be mentioning any names at this point. The chief was saying they're not talking even about the person who's the target of the missing persons investigation, man or woman. They're not saying, and they're not saying even about the remains found in the car.
And I do think that's kind of weird. It's like you have this opportunity with all these people watching. I mean, if the person's missing, I don't know. I'm not going to criticize them for that, though. They probably have their reasons.
So I think we ought to be rather careful about if we start throwing out some names out there.
All right, Ed Laskos, stay on that one. See you at 10 o'clock on the Fox 11 News.
And Ed Laskos was not careful at all. He was naming names and he didn't give a fuck. And that's crazy. Anyway, so what have we debunked today? I would say unbunked, maybe. Definitely not connected to the opener. Okay. The registration is not in any way registered to that guy either. So the whole like, oh, David and his openers had a sex trafficking ring. I mean, I wouldn't say that opener specifically. We don't know about David, though. Possibly. I mean, with the shit he was doing, that's fucking crazy. I can see that. I'm not going to say that's absurd. We know that people are making fucking timelines and they're scrutinizing them, picking them apart, backing them up with research. So that's very good. I'll stamp that with the approval. I think that yep, doing a good job. That hotel that was on Route 66, that was not in California. He was not in California at that time. So I don't see it being that night, but I think that girl in that weird video does look like Celeste. It's not her though, but it does look like her. The imagery is odd. The timing is fucking terrible. And then to film a tow truck while you're wearing her bracelets and waving at it feels bothersome. Feels rude. Feels like he's a fucked up person. Another thing is the Hello Kitty connection. Dude, get a better hobby. Hello Kitty. No, you're 20. Grow up. Yeah, he's literally wearing like her bracelets and a bunch of stuff. She's wearing his wig when she was looking at her youngest. Like, this is concerning. I do believe this guy definitely groomed her. Yeah, and that girl wearing the Gap sweater, I think that girl took her sweater. I think they did a sweater swap. The Hermes scarf, Hermes, I've been cultured. Him wearing that, her wearing that. Her hair being dyed in the video of her walking with the brother. Her wearing the Hello Kitty shoes and her walking with the brother. The hand holding with the diamond rings. The messages on Discord. The burner accounts. His and hers. Yeah, they definitely were trying to confuse people with the double Celestes with the 23-year-old. That is 100% think that was done on purpose. Shit, I don't even know one Celeste. I don't know how he found two. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm willing to bet. And there's also a lot of screenshots of text messages. And I believe him posting, you want to go back to your mom and sister, but you got like, come on, pops. Look at that. That's fucked up. Evidence? Yeah, the whole he had no ties to the real Celeste is absolute bullshit. We've seen it. She is on a live making jokes about him being a child raper. And he says, bro, what does he say? We got to murk the channel, or we got to get rid of that. Fuck, dude. Anyway, we've gone through a lot today together, and I love you guys all, and I'm glad that you were here, and thank you for being here. I know it's sad shit for a Monday, and I don't want to leave you guys bummed out, even though it's a very sad topic, but I do want. Sloan confirmed she was pregnant via Discord trail. Okay, well, unless I see a pregnancy test, I'm not going to confirm it. Because the amount of people, especially teens and young girls, who sometimes say that because they are children and they don't know better. They can say it for attention. They can say it because they are. They can say it because they think they are. Let's just wait. We don't need to add a pregnancy onto this, just like we don't need to add another missing persons case that might not be connected. But we'll just wait and we'll see. Because we don't need to. First of all, we're not cops. Okay. We're not judges. I don't see a pregnancy test. I also feel like it's fucked up to spread that as certain when we absolutely don't know. Absolutely don't know. Maybe some people might speculate that, sure. But not going to confirm that, especially because this little girl has parents who are mourning her. Imagine them reading that or seeing that on the news, presuming it's absolutely true, and then it turns out it's not. You've just broken their heart twice for no reason. So we're not going to do that. But I did see the rumors, but I'm not going to confirm that. That is not confirmed. I think your heart is in the right place. You're just concerned, but not going to confirm that because we don't know. We don't know. We are going to keep following it. We're going to keep, when we can, if we find some shit and it's like, this kind of fucked up, let's talk about it. We could talk about it. We can have our own speculations and accusations on our own. But when it comes to confirmations, we got to sit back and wait. Okay. We got to sit back and wait. We don't want to put too much. It's better to be cautious. I'm not in a battle to get the news out first. I would kind of prefer to wait and see what happens. If there's something that can be confirmed through digital stuff, or yes, she said this is her burner account. Okay, fair enough. She did say that. That is her fine. But is everything true? I don't know. We don't know yet. So there's going to be things that you might see other people reporting or talking about when it comes to this stuff where they're like, this was the work of blah, blah, blah. And his so-and-so had this to do with it, And I know that because I have a gut feeling that you have those feelings, but those are feelings. They're not facts. So we need to wait till we have the facts. I know one fact is that car is registered to a woman. It's not registered to his opener. So with that, I am confident in saying, nah, But as far as the pregnancy, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Some cases will definitely move slow, though. Alyssa, that is true. And, we got Lisk coming up, which I've been following for 15 years. So we're about to definitely, we're about to get into that. So that's going to be a lot. Yeah, they're doing the toxicology. And one thing that did concern me, though, is that on the toxicology for the person in the trunk the next day, they said it would take 5 to 6 months. I feel like they're going to rush this, though. I do feel like they're going to rush Celeste because she's a kid. And it's a bit different. I do wonder if maybe it's taking longer for that case because the body was burned. With Celeste, it might take less time. So let's hope that it's not 5 to 6 months. Yeah, 6 weeks is common for tox in most states, but California has a massive backlog, just like Houston. because you got to do talks and then you have to do DNA and submit all the swabs. There's just like a lot, and there's a ton of people. And then if there's any sexual assault kits, I hope that LA prioritizes her case though, since she's a child. I really do. I really do. I'm going to have to look up. I'm going to star that. I'll look that up later because I don't know anything about Erica Alonso's case, but I will look that up. Okay, guys, I have to go, but here's the thing. I want you guys to have a good day and be joyous and totally Deladank. Totally. I might take you up on that. I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to go look it up and see what I can find. Let me want to pull up some special media for you. I'm going to pull up some funny videos for you guys to end on because I told you we're going to do sillies at the end today because I wanted to get to the stuff. And I think that's all we have with that. So let's switch gears and let's give you guys a little bit of this because I know that this is really sad and it's, you know, it's tough to talk about, but you got to keep your strength up. If you're going to get justice, if you're going to advocate, you have to have strength, okay? And what better way to get strength?
Get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't been on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't lay on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy grill on the roof. Never seen a big boy grill on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy grill on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy ain't grilling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. How you do it like that? Damn, you got tools on your back. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Shit, big boy get loose. Shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy grill on the roof. I ain't never shit, and you falling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop on the roof. How you do it like that? Bro, shit, you just like a back. Shit, pick up your back. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get your ass out the roof. Get your ass back out the roof. I ain't never see a big boy leap on the roof. Get a big ass out.
Y'all, do not book Hair by Baby Bree. She is unprofessional. Never mind, y'all. Make sure y'all book with Hair by Baby Bree. Period.
Yesterday I was going to job interview and I see on the side of the road a starving dog, and then I go to the shop, buy him some food and drinks, and I give to him. So I was too late for job interview. The next day, today in the morning, they call me, they say come to job interview. I go to job interview, the interviewer come in, guess who is he? The dog from yesterday. So what you learn from this story is very easy. Anybody can punch anybody in the face, but it takes real domination to urination in somebody's ear.
These four men are deathly allergic to the raisin. They kissed their friend goodbye. The game was organized by this man. His name is Earl Wasman, and he runs over a dozen dark casinos in southern Pennsylvania. A dark casino is where you can risk your life in games of chance, but if you win, you can get over $1 million. This man knew the risks, but did it anyway for money, which is a form of greed. When I saw this video, I gathered all my friends and told them to release their worship of the dollar. Greed. And if they ever visit a dark casino, they'll be writing a one-way ticket out of my life as a friend.
We will never go to a dark casino.
Goddamn, man, these motherfuckers gave me this goddamn dog for free. Come to find out I speak Spanish. Come here, Snack. Vente. Sentate. Dame move.
Irene Jenkins, you're a bitch. I do not have a wheelchair. I do not have wooden legs. I do not have wooden teeth. You fuck You fuck sane. You know, Irene, if I were to meet you any day, you know what I would give you? This. My fist. In your Ellen DeGeneres. I have enough going on in my life. I have my family to take care of. I work for WWE. I'm in love with Shawn Michaels. I got enough to take care of. I don't need to be on your show. I will never, ever consider it. I have too much going on in my life. I don't need a TV show. I'm sorry, Ellen. I'm the Rock. I'm crying. I can't be in the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Oh, it's so sad.
Drive the fuck up there or you're gonna get booted the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, fine. Enough. No, you're not a tough guy. Hurry up. I'll fucking promise you that. Hurry up. He's pretty tough. Not that fucking tough.
No, he's not.
Not that fucking
He's not.
tough.
He's not tough.
No, he's pretty tough.
He's not tough.
Fucking tough.
You're not tough.
Hey,
You're not tough.
Let's get going.
Get going.
Or you can play behind us all and you can take all the fucking time you want. This is
golf.
fucking
You're not
embarrassing.
tough.
This is golf. This is not
Yeah,
golf.
it's not.
Been standing there 15 fucking minutes.
You
That's
can't
not
even.
golf.
You guys can't even stand
up.
and tee your ball up, man.
Yeah, no, he's teeing up, man. That's fine. He's not teeing it up. He's standing
Do
there.
we need to get the
moron.
police out here?
No, we don't need police. We're not.
Okay, then let's get going here.
Let's go. Pick your shit up and get going. This is not fun. We're what? I'm gonna throw him in this fucking lake. Is what's gonna happen. No, fuck you both. This is fucking bullshit. They've been sitting there for fucking 23 minutes.
Well, cry about it. Fucking cry about it.
I'm going to.
Fucking cry about it.
I'm gonna fucking
You
cry about
fucking
it.
pussy.
I'm a pussy.
Like, fucking cry about it.
Hey, buddy, you're gonna get fucking shit to.
I don't give a fuck.
Like badly.
Good. Let's fucking
badly.
go, man.
Buddy, you don't want to go me.
Nope, I'm not filming this. I'm not stopping. No, you guys need to get off the golf course.
Yeah, we will, man.
No, now. Like, pack up, go now. Get in the car and go.
I don't know what you're doing. You're not scaring anybody. You're just making yourself.
Hey, man. Come on, man. Hey. Hey.
Off to a good start, buddy.
I fucking told you. Man, leave him alone.
You want another?
He
You
just
want one
fucking
too?
came at me. Leave him alone, man.
I got it all on record.
It's around the golf.
I got it all on record.
Around the golf. Hey, you want to fucking go, guys? Leave him alone. Hey, leave him alone, man.
I wouldn't keep going back, you fucking moron.
Hey. Bang! Come on, man. Bang! No, I'm not trying to get in there. Like, just like, fuck me.
Enough! Are you still cheering on you?
Enough! Get out!
Hey. Enough! Things go well for it. Get him the fuck out of here! No, it's not going to go well for
It's not okay.
Take him home or get him fucking out of here. Fucking get moving! I said stop looking like an idiot!
Get out of here.
Fucking...
Are you autism?
Sorry, what?
Are you autism? Read this.
Okay. It's Autistic Girl Summer.
Let's yell on the beach and also on the spectrum.
Thank you. Also comes in boy version and non-binary version. Now look at this one, please.
Please excuse my poor eye contact. I'm infected with autism.
Are you in love with alcohol? This is good for Mother's Day.
It's wine o'clock, time to talk to my son.
Thank you. You can have it.
Really?
Not this one. Get your phone. I'll show you.
Oh, you want me to buy it?
You don't want to support my dreams?
It's just like the service here is just kind of spotty, so but I will order it when I get home.
Leave now.
I'm sorry?
Leave.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing, but there's a reason.
Ma'am, we're discussing the rezoning for the Portillos. Do you have any comments on that?
For what?
We're discussing the rezoning on 53rd for...
Well, I live on 63rd.
Again, we're here to hear comments about the rezoning.
Well, I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet because I can't find a job. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?